All right then, Joe Beth, can you hear me? I'm kind of yelling because I got the fan going and the air conditioner going because it's hot. Let's see. I'm looking for my little tripod thing. Remember that I showed you in that one video that I looked for, that I walked around looking for it? I mean, I walked around it to find it and still couldn't find it. Found it. Had it all on this fancy rigged up deal right here. This right here is like professional. Fan is right down there, so yeah. In this series, at least until I forget about it, I'm gonna call you by two names. We'll start with Carol Ann. That's from Poltergeist. You don't do that. The reason I'm going with two names, or was going to, is because a lot of my family when I grew up called everybody by two names. Their first name and their middle name. Did you all do that? Me and my wife were talking about it the other night. Her family didn't do that. It's hard to think of two names because I don't want to use anybody I know. Because they don't want to get famous, you know what I mean? Like they're going to get famous if I say their names on this channel. All right, Betty Dawn, here's what we got. Gonna do zsere medium. I'll show you what the zsere looks like. You can go back on my channel about 186 years and you can see the birth of the first zsere. The zsere was named after the SERE instructor school for the Air Force. Got a buddy, Terry, I don't know if I should say his name. I got a buddy, Iowa Woodsman. He was a SERE instructor and a good friend of mine, and he taught me a lot, so I named the knife after the SERE school because it's kind of a bolo pattern, and the SERE school has its roots in the Philippines and that sort of thing, and they like the bolos. And the Z part comes from Paul Zinsmeister, who was also a survival instructor, SERE instructor, and Paul was a knife maker, an amazing knife maker. I didn't know him. Iowa Woodsman knew him, but he was kind of a legend in the SERE community as far as making knives and making beautiful knives, and he did make beautiful knives. So that's kind of what I patterned that knife after. There's a whole history behind that whole bolo pattern, of course, going back to the Philippines. Then Randall did some of that stuff in the 60s with a bolo that they experimented with for a Navy SERE guy, I think. Don't remember exactly. And then, if you don't know, or if you don't remember, I supplied the SERE instructor graduation knives for a short time to the Air Force back in, like, I don't know when that was, 2010, somewhere in there. You can look back and find those videos too, they're all on there. You won't be able to see much because it looks like I smeared Vaseline on the lens of the camera, and that was just technology back then. Back when I started YouTube, you could only upload 5-minute videos. 5 minutes. No more. And that took about 7.5 days to upload a 5-minute video. Now, there's like, I've literally seen 24-hour sound videos, you know, the ASMR or whatever it is, I don't know what it is. But anyway, yeah, they're 24 hours long. Crazy. So it takes me about 4 minutes to upload a 15-minute video on my phone these days. Times they be a-changing. I no longer make the big zsere because it's big. Yeah, it's a pain. And I would make them still, but I sold my big kiln. I told you that. You know Carol, Tanya, Billy Jim. You know what I'm talking about. Eventually, hopefully one day, someday, maybe I'll get another big kiln and we'll make some more. In the meantime, I have smaller versions of that knife. The medium is the biggest of the small versions, and that's what we're going to be working on today. You saw the mini, hopefully, in a short that I uploaded a while back. It's the one with the red canvas fire hose handle on it. So it's just a bolo style, recurve style blade. I thought that would be the one. You know what? I might do 2 knives in this video series, maybe. The other one I might do, And the reason I want to do this one too is because I really like this pattern. I want you guys to see it, and I want you to like it too, and I want to be able to make some more of them. So order some of these, would you? This is the, you can't really see it real well. This is the Scorpious. So it's named after, named after the Scorpion fighter. I don't know what the number on that thing was. I'm not a real aviation guy. F-84 or something like that. I don't know. You tell me, you know. That's what it's named after. The lines come from, you probably would think, I bet I know where the lines come from. It comes from the Canadian Hunter Skinner or whatever that is. It does kind of look like that. Actually, that's not where it comes from. It comes from the, what's it called? Dang it. See, I don't have this all looked up right now. I did this a long time ago. Had to look it up. I'm ashamed of myself. Lockheed Constellation. That's what the knife pattern is based on. If you look at that aircraft, it looks a lot like this because I modeled it after that. That's why it looks like it. It's really cool. I think it's a really cool knife. So might do too. Okay, so first things first, this one gets a guard. Did I already say that? Did I already say that? Did I already say that? This one gets a guard. So that's what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna put a guard on it. Half guard nickel silver. And I think I'm gonna try a little something on this one. Might get a little fancy. Might screw it up. Okay, is this recording? Yep. Oh. Alright, Samantha Joe. You know this trick. You've seen me do it bunches of times. I'm gonna, woo, you can't see that because it's on the other side. I'm gonna color in these edges, sides, whatever they are. See that? That way whenever I go to mill that off, then I can see when I've gotten it all. But a marker is just fast and convenient. And you can draw on yourself accidentally because you're too impatient to let it dry. All right, then let's go over to the milling machine, and holy crap, what the hell? Got me a new AC unit, and man, that sucker is keeping her chilly. You could hang meat in this place if you wanted to. I had to move stuff around, move the milling machine over here. Yes, you are correct. I could just, instead of putting this in the milling machine, I could just go over the grinder over there and just grind them flat. But man, I have such a sketchy track record with that. I'd rather do it here just to make sure that everything is on the up and up and the down and down, the square and square. Picking the square and square to make sure that this is level. You ever notice if you can level something up and by the eye it doesn't look real level? You know why that is? Because your eyeballs are crooked. You remember a few videos back, I don't know when, I said that if anybody figures out why I named my dirt bike Delmar, that I'd give him a no prize or maybe even send him a free knife. Can't send him a free knife because two people actually got it independent of one another. And if I tried to make 2 extra knives, it'd take me 6 years. You all know how slow I am. Here's your no prizes, fellas. Don't remember their username, so I can't give them a no prize. Okay, anyway, there was 2 guys, or people, I don't know if one of them I know is a guy, and I'm assuming the other one's a guy. I don't know, there's lots of women that watch this channel too, so the reason I named my dirt bike Delmar is because, and I can't believe they got this is crazy. I thought this was like so deep cut that no one would get it. My dirt bike is a Yamaha XT. It's a 2007. In the movie First Blood, John J. Rambo steals a Yamaha XT in front of the jail and rides off on it and gets away from the cops. I didn't name it John J because it's 2007 and the one that John J rode was in 1982 or 81. No one's real sure. So I named it Delmar because Delmar, if you remember First Blood, and shame on you if you don't, Delmar was John J. Rambo's buddy, the last surviving member of the team, Delmar Berry. He goes to see Delmar in the town of Hope. That's where Delmar lives. He finds out Delmar died of cancer. And that's what started the whole movie. That's what started the whole thing. It wasn't because he wanted something to eat. It's because everyone else was gone. And whenever they started pushing him, he's like, hey, here's what I'll do. He did it. He freaking did it. And if you ever read the book, you know he did it even more. That's why my dirt bike is named Delmar. One good showing's worth two good tellings, as they say. Alright, so I can either do this number. Of course, I gotta cut this down. So, I don't know. That may be a little too narrow. This one, you know, you gotta cut off this leg, square it up. Realistically, it's gonna be right about there. I don't know, what do you think? Tell me down in the comments. It'll be a month before I see them, but tell me what you thought I did. I know what you think that I'm gonna do the easiest way. That's what I'm gonna do. The problem is that they're both fairly easy or complicated or whichever. They're the same amount of time and laziness required for the job. Okay, did you write down what you think I'm gonna do before I do it? I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna narrow down or what would you call that? Square up the narrow stock, the nickel silver, see how it looks. If it looks okay, I'm going with it. If it doesn't look okay, I gotta go with the aluminum. And it's gonna be narrow too. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a guard. A guard guards. And if it's wide enough to guard, it's guarding. It doesn't matter. I kind of like the narrow look anyway. I think it looks kind of elegant. I think it looks elegant. I don't like the big fat wide guards that I used to do, or you know that you see on a lot of knives. I'm going with the narrow. Your mama used to tell you, don't try to be somebody else. Just be who you are. People will like you, or they won't, and they'll stuff your head in a trash can. All right, I'm going on record right now. Hi. I'm going on record right now, and I'm telling you that I'm fixing to do this the lazy way, and it's going to cost me. I know this in advance, so what I should do is I should change this belt and put a heavier grip belt on there. It's a 120 worn out Blaze. So what's going to happen is it's going to take me twice as long to, you know the drill. All right, I did her. Now I have to be extra careful not to screw this up because this is all I got. Because I was dumb and I didn't order enough stock. I didn't order any stock because, you know, I'm an expert knife maker. I'm not gonna make a mistake. Yep. Actually, it's not that. It's just that I wasn't thinking. Which is why I'm in this situation that I'm in right now. I've got poor posture. You guys need to tell me every time you like the minute mark, whatever it is in the video, you just need to say minute mark and sit up straight. Oh, since I got to take care of that guard, or take special care with that guard, because it's the only one I have besides the aluminum backup, which is iffy. I mean, it'll work, but I just don't know if I can. It's almost quitting time. I'm getting a little bit loopy, which I do. So I got to have my head in the game, so I'm going to call it a night. I'll call it a night. Even though I want to keep going, I've been down this road before, and I am smart enough to listen to myself on this one because I have screwed up a lot of things whenever I should have just stopped and just taken a break or been done for the night, gone inside, come back out in the morning and you see it with fresh eyes and, you know, you got some mental faculties there. All right, then I'll see you tomorrow. Probably be in the same video.